What is up, my thrifty friends? Tabs here from the Urban Goddess shop. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since we've met and gone over things. Today's video, we're going to be doing a what sold. What is going on with these sales? It's been rough. I think it's rough for everyone. It's really rough. I am grateful, obviously, for the sales that I have made, but this is tough. And this is tough coming from an experienced reseller, someone that knows what's selling, someone that has good sourcing routine, has good business, standard work. I don't know how to, oh gosh, sorry. I'm trying to not look at my hair. I bought this new blow dryer brush and it put a ton of volume into my hair. So I feel very big today. Okay, back to the sales. Yeah, they're just not where I want them to be. They're not where they've been in previous years. We're just gonna go over this. It has officially been 94 days since I did one of these videos, and I was like, I'm gonna show up online more. I'm gonna make more videos, and I feel like it's this promise I keep making all year, and I have not come back. I'll talk a little bit more about personal stuff at the end. Let's jump into today's video. Grand total sales, $13,022 Canadian. Not too bad. That's $9,481 American. We're going to go over the items that have sold. These are all going to be items over $50. I feel like I'm going to have at least 50 items over $50, various brands, lots of random things popping in. And then we'll go over the analytics at the end where I break down each platform, how much they're making, average sale price on each platform, Canadian, American closet, eBay, also trends that I'm seeing, average sale price, I think I said that. Some of the things I've noticed in the data from my own closet, just my strategy for the next bit. And then after, if I remember, we'll try and go over just a couple personal things that are going on. Okay, let's just jump right into this. Some of these sales I'm really excited to share because I also get to talk about trends or why I would pick them up again, why I think they're doing so well. So that will be also another little tidbit to add into today's video. Okay, so first item, Sarah Passini button accent casual dressed, and this one sold for $46. I love picking up Sarah Passini because it retails for a good dollar. It also holds resale value. The only tough thing I find with her items is they look the best if you have them modeled or you can find a stock photo, but they're incredibly hard to find stock photos for. I feel like there's a lot of just really small batch stuff made. So this one I had to sell on a hanger, and I think this was before I figured out how to make stock photos. This item was listed before then. So if I would have used my little stock photo thing, I'm gonna pop a video up here if you want to check it out. It's how to create your own stock photos, and it's amazing. I use it so much now. Anytime I can't find one and I think the item would need one. Yeah, so this one sold for $46. She is on my BOLO list. If I find the item and it's a really good cost of goods, probably under $15, I will pick it up because they do fairly well. Next is the first Lululemon showing up in this list, and it's a pair of fast and free crops. These were in a size 4 and they sold for $56. Now, the reason why I wanted to highlight these pants is because they're in olive green. Olive green is like a bolo color to me. Anytime I find Lululemon in olive green, I almost always pick it up because it does well. It holds good value. It's a desirable color. There's a couple colors that I'm always on the lookout for. This is one, and I feel like the items always just sell for a good dollar when they are in an olive green color. Happy to share that little tidbit with you guys. Sometimes there's things that I just know or that I just do, and I don't think of putting them in the videos, where this video, I feel like there's lots of little things that I was like, ooh, I should talk about it as I was prepping it up. Next item is a pair of Levi's ribcage straight leg jeans. These have a button fly, size 27, and they sold for $55. I have seen a lot of my Levi's jeans selling for that $44 to $55, more into the 40s, high 40 range. These were very on trend. That straight leg, they're not a wedgie, they're the rib cage, but those straight leg, wide leg, straight leg crop, wide leg crop. Those are what's styling right now. Also flare. I am not picking up any Levi's that are skinny. They have to either be a tapered leg, wide leg, or straight leg to grab them. I know people have said, I think down in the States, you can buy Levi's at Target or Walmart or something. I think they sell them at Walmart here. The Levi's that I pick up are the ones that are sold at like Revolve in the US and at Aritzia here in Canada. So these are the higher end line of Levi's. These are not the ones that they are selling in the chain stores like Walmart or Target. So I just want to stipulate that in here because it seems to be one of the common comments that I see when I talk about Levi's. If you are unsure, just search the, what is it, like the style name. I think it's like in the tags, you'll see some numbers and letters and they start with PCA, I think, or PC or something. That's the style. If you search those, you'll be able to take a look at stock photos. If those jeans are sold at Revolve, I would probably pick them up because those are going to be the good quality denim that you want to grab. Also, side note, I've been sourcing a ton of Levi's. If I find them for a good price, I'm sourcing them because I know jean season is coming in the next month. Next up, we have a pair of Lululemon 2022 commission pants, and these were men's size 33. They sold for $65. I love finding men's pants, especially if they are a newer style. These were 2022. I probably don't want to go older than 2018 unless I'm paying like 10 or 12 bucks for them, but I will pay up for the newer style ones because they tend to hold a pretty good dollar in the resale. Next up, I have a pair of Aritzia TNA Cozy Fleece Mega Cargo Sweatpants. That's a tongue twister. And a double extra small. These sold for $50. So this is a current style right now at Aritzia. It's the cargo, it's the straight leg, the wide leg. I know before the sweatpants with like the jogger style, those are the ones that were trending, but now it's this like straight leg cargo pocket type sweat. I do think the ankle elastic ones are still on trend, but they're like really oversized. They're like almost like a balloon leg. I don't know how to describe it. They're not the skinny joggers that were trending a couple years ago. So just make sure you know what the age and the style of the sweats that you're picking up, because some of them, it may be an older style, even though it's a certain brand or you're like, oh, sweatpants or joggers, they have been making joggers for like 6 years. So you want to make sure you're grabbing the most current style. And if you're not sure, look at the brand, go on their website and look at what they're currently selling. What you're sourcing doesn't match what they're selling. And if it doesn't, then you need to probably check comps and see what those ones are selling for. Next up, we have a pair of Lululemon 2020 Align pants. These were in a size 8. They sold for $57. I am trying to only pick up Lululemon that's 2020 or newer. And technically, if you think about that, that's already 4 years old, right? Now, a lot of their styles haven't changed too much since 2020. So I feel good. And the Align pants, especially in like that ankle crop, they just do very well. So those would kind of be the factors for it. But also this one, the color, I love this raspberry color. It's another color that when I have tends to sell fairly quick as long as it's in a good size, and the size 8 definitely helps in this sale. Next up, we have a Cripple Creek fringe beaded leather jacket, size medium, sold for $70. I don't know if you guys remember when I sourced this. I think I had this in a what sold video. It was beautiful. I wish I found one of these jackets like every time I went out. I don't find them often. I feel like I haven't found quality leather or suede in months, like since winter. Probably shearling jackets was the last time. They always turn over for a good profit. I'm usually paying about $30 for them, but it still leaves a lot of room for earnings. So on this one, I think I did have a coupon. I think I paid about $25 for it, and I made just under $30 profit on it. So not too bad, and a pretty quick sale. I think it was listed for like maybe a month or so. Next up, I have a pair of a Goldie 90s mid-rise loose leg denim jeans. These were in a size 27 and they sold for $92. I love finding a Goldie, but in order for them to sell right now, they need to be like that straight leg, tapered, loose fit, wide leg, like something like that. The Goldie skinny leg, I feel like the Riley was the style. I think I have 1 or 2 pairs in my closet right now. Those are impossible to sell, and you'll get a really low value for them. So I guess maybe if I was paying $5 and I tried to sell them for 30, yeah, okay. But I don't find a Goldies for $5. So I definitely have to make sure that they're on trend and that it's a style that's going to sell. This would be a style that I'll continue to source and sell. And for these, I think I paid around $30 for them, and my net earnings says 70. So I made about $40 off these, and they sold pretty quickly too. Next up, we have a pair of Good American Good Boy split jeans. These were in a size 22. They sold for $57. I got a score of these, like maybe 4 pairs of them, from a consignment store locally. She did have obviously a client that brought through like a ton of them, and she had them all marked down to like, I feel like I paid like $18 for them. So not bad, made $20. I have had these for probably like 6 or 7 months. So not like a quick flip where I made profit, but I still try and source plus size, like true plus size stuff, and have them available in my closet. I know this sounds silly, but I have a little bit of a rule too. When I go to the thrift store, I actually don't go through the plus size, and I know that I could make money off of the plus size, and this is no hate against anyone that does go through the plus size, but I'm just like, man, it's so limited in my city for what is available in the plus size section. I like feel like I don't want to go through it and take any of it out because I just feel so bad. It's just such a tiny section. Like I'm telling you, like 15 to 20 items in it. So maybe if mine was a little bit more robust, I would go through it regularly, but the only place I really pick up plus size stuff is at our buy sell trades or consignment stores, and that's usually where there's much larger sections. But our thrift stores, it's like the tiniest section, and I just can't do it. I just like leave it for anyone that needs it there, where like I feel like all the other sizes and categories at the thrift store are massive. There's like so much to choose from. You can find stuff there. But yeah, not my plus size. And I'd love to hear from you guys, how does your plus size section look? Is it like super robust? Is it a very tiny section? Do you have a lot of good luck in there? Again, there's no shade at anyone that shops there and sources out of the plus size section. Please do not take that as this. But I'd love to hear what your experience is in your plus size section of your thrift stores. Okay, next up, this sale I wanted to bring up. It is not a $50 sale. It was a $46 sale, but the brand is Joy, and it was a crochet boho kind of pullover top, size large. The reason why I wanted to bring it up is it's not a brand that's been talked about lately much. I mean, I shouldn't even say that because I don't really watch any other resellers, but it's a brand it's like a sleepy brand to me. It has to have multiple factors for me to pick it up, but it tends to sell for over $40. And depending on the item, I've seen sales upwards of $60 on one of their tops. They do retail for quite a bit of money, and be selective. Make sure you can get a stock photo. I feel like they always do better with a stock photo, and if you can kind of date the item, how old it is. But I will always take chances on Joy, especially if I'm paying like under $10 for them. All right, next up is an Aritzia Wilfred Vivian pastel pink dress, size large. This sold for $50. The reason why I wanted to talk about this, number one, it sold for $50. So all these sales are over $50. But this is a style that I just saw coming back. I saw a reel today. It was so funny. I saw the reel. I was like, ugh, okay, I remember that. And it's like the baby tee under the dress. That's a very 90s style. And it's coming back, which I'm not going to lie, I'm not sad about it. I think it's such a cute style. I think it's such a cute way to wear dresses. This dress sold, and now after seeing that reel, I was like, okay, I get it, because this is the style that's trending. It's even styled that way. It's not a newer style. They did try and bring this trend back a couple years ago, but I think it's like actually legitimately coming back. All right, next up, I have a Smith not shoulder sleeveless top, and this is in a size small, sold for $60. Do you guys notice anything about this stock photo? I made it. This was using that software CapCut. I did the link for the video earlier. I'll pop it up one more time in case you're like, ooh, okay, I need to check this out. Yeah, it was just a top. It didn't photograph very well, and this is one of the first first stock photos I think that I made using CapCut. So yeah, I love it. I think it turned out great. I think it helped sell the item way better than if it was just hanging on a hanger, and it was a fantastic sale. Sold for 60 bucks. Next up, we have an East-West vintage silk zip-up animal print jacket. This was in a size medium, sold for $50. I picked this up for a good price. I knew it would do well because it had multiple factors. So number one, it's a good size, it's a medium. Number two, it's 100% silk, it's vintage, and it is animal print. Like, that's just multiple factors all coming together. I definitely think I had to wait for the right person to come through, but for me, it was a no-brainer. I knew that this item would do well. Next, we have an Aritzia Babaton Miguel black bodycon dress, size 10, sold for $50. I like picking up black bodycon dresses because I feel like they're just classics. Like, they're timeless dresses. Everyone will wear them. This can be dressed up or dressed down, and it was in a size 10. So quick sale, happy with that one. I have seen quite a few like Lulu sweater items selling, but I'm trying to be selective on what I'm picking up sourcing. So this is a 2-piece bundle. It's sold for $100. The first item is a Lululemon 2022 crossover ribbed sweater, and it was in a size 16. And the second item is a Lululemon 2020 Back to Balance cashmere blend sweater in a size 12. So both items, really nice pieces, fairly new within the last 4 years, and yeah, good material blends. I feel like the crossover ribbed one also had a bit of a cashmere blend to it. So you got to keep your eyes out. And the brown one, the second one, I actually wasn't going to source it, and I'm happy I looked it up on Lulu Fanatics to see how old it was, because I thought that sweater was like a 2015, 2016. And when I saw it was a 2020 on Lulu Fanatics, I was like, okay, I'm going to grab it. I'll take a chance on it. So it does, like, I feel like the age of the item definitely has an impact, especially with Lululemon. And if it's newer than 2020, I will put the date into the title. Another little tip that I like to do. Next up, we have an oversized chunky knit wool sweater. This is in a size large, sold for $54. I do have quite a few of these sweaters, like these handmade chunky knit type sweaters, to sell, but I feel like they're going to be fetching a little bit less this year. I have had a couple other sweaters sell that are selling for under the $50 mark, and I never used to see that before. All of my sweaters, especially the handmade knit ones, would always sell for over $50. So yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about this, trying not to get too heavy on the stock or paying too much for the items. I definitely have to be aware of the cost of goods compared to what they're selling for. Next up, this is a new to me brand. I've seen it before. I've never picked it up to sell, but the brand is Loudmouth, and this was a pair of houndstooth straight leg men's pants in a size 32, and they sold for 50 bucks. And I gotta say thank you to Wendy, because I think I had messaged her about them and she was like, yes, grab them, get them listed. But we thought they were gonna sell on eBay first. These sold within, I feel like, a day. Like, I think it was the same day or the next day that they sold for $50. Really, really quick sale. Next up, I have a pair of Lululemon 2022 In-Still high-rise leggings, size 6. These sold for $66. Again, that newer Lulu. I'm not moving as much as my older Lulu for this over $50 average sale price, but the newer stuff is still holding value. So if we'll say consignment stores, buy, sell, trades, thrift stores are pricing your old and your new at the same price and you feel like it's really expensive, I will pay up for the newer stuff. Like, I average between $20 and $25 for new leggings. So the earnings on these would be about 25 bucks. They sold for 66. The net earnings is $50 or $49.97. So it's not too bad. That's actually like not too bad. I'm okay with that. Especially because they sell quickly. And then the other little tip I wanted to say about these leggings, it's the color. This blue color does very well. They usually sell fairly quickly and they hold a good value. It's another kind of bolo color to me, are these this bright blue, almost like a cobalt blue, I think. That's what it reminds me of. But yeah, these ones, That color, I'd pick up. Next up, we have a pair of Mephisto, I'm not even sure how to say it, open toe leather sandals, size 12. These sold for $55. I love finding Mephisto. I feel like they do very well, but they are slow burns. Usually when I pick these up, I'm sitting on them for at least 6 months. It's like waiting for the perfect buyer to come along. Also, I feel like majority of the buyers for these shoes are going to be a size 9 and up for women's feet. They're a good orthopedic shoe. Retail value, they actually retail higher than Birkenstock, but I feel like resale value isn't quite there. And that might just be the demand, right? There's not a high demand for this brand. All right, next up, I have a pair of Free People Just Float on High Rise flare leg jeans. Oh my gosh, that's a mouthful. Size 32, and they sold for $50. These are really cute. Of course, I'm picking up flare jeans, plus they're Free People, plus they're like super boho. Also, all the flare jeans that I've been listing and anything that's like boho, I've been putting bohemian in the style tag, and also Southwestern, especially with all the country festivals right now. You could do Western as well, but I use boho or bohemian and Southwestern for the style tags of these ones. But yeah, good sale, pretty quick, couple weeks. Next up, I have an Ulla Johnson Darren denim dress, size 2. This sold for $100. I have had this for like a year and a half. I've had this dress. Really just waiting for the right buyer to come along. I think I paid like $40 for it, so I made about a $40 profit, but I sat on it for way too long, like way too long. Definitely have to be more conscious of what I'm grabbing. And I don't think this was just a high desirable style. I don't know what the scoop is with Ulla Johnson. If you sell it or you've had good luck or you haven't had good luck with it recently, please share down below, because it was a brand I used to hear a ton about, but I think I've sold maybe 2 items from it, and it kind of disappoints me. It never does as good as I wanted to, and I have a feeling it's probably the specific items that I'm picking up. All right, next up we have a Lululemon Energy Bra. This was a high support 36 triple D, and it sold for $61. I think this may have been new at tags. I found a couple of these new at tags. Also newer style, good color, unique size. Retail value, I think on these ones are $100. It's like $98. So yeah, I knew new at tags, I should be able to fetch more. I will not accept low balls on these bras just because they're so hard to come by. They never go on sale at Lululemon. So yeah, I'm pretty stickler about those ones. Next up, I have a Free People Jolene button front denim jacket, size medium. This one sold for $68. Free People denim jackets all day long. I will source and sell. They do fairly well. I have another Free People item. This is We Are Ha. We Are H-A-H. I think it's like hot as hell. Kind of like a bodysuit, lacy bodysuit, size large. This sold for $50. I purchased this on a buying spree on Whatnot. I have a lot of regrets about sourcing on Whatnot, and this is one of them. I sourced these, I feel like I sourced them last fall. I've been sitting on them for almost a year. It's taken forever. I think I still have maybe 1 or 2 more left from this sourcing haul. I just would not recommend it, especially when you're going on with people that are selling pallets of stuff. It's just, they're selling a ton of it. It's mostly resellers buying it. You're going to try and sell this into a flooded market. Also, if they're buying it, it means it didn't really sell in store. Sometimes you can get some good scores, but a lot of times I end up sitting on stuff that I source from liquidation. That's just my own personal opinion. And maybe if I was willing to only make $10 on the items, I would be able to move them quickly, but I do tend to treat them like the rest of my inventory because I'm not a volume seller. So I guess that would be the trade-off. If you were doing volume selling and you were only making $10 profit, I'm sure you could flip them out pretty quick. Next up, I have a pair of Lululemon Wonder Under leggings, size 8. These sold for $50. I've had quite a few Lululemon leggings. They hold good value, especially the Wonder Unders in black, good condition. I'll pick them up. They sell pretty well. Next, we have a pair of Mephisto Hannock animal print slip-on sandals, size 11. These sold for $60. I'm not going to do the whole spiel on Mephisto again because I already did that, but I love them. I think I only have one pair left in my inventory. You're going to see, I think, one more pair show up in the what sold. All right, next we have a Veronica Beard Ivy print silk flounce dress. Oh my gosh, size 8. This sold for $78. This was a slow sale. I sourced this at a consignment store. It was on sale when I grabbed it. The only thing is that someone had let out the seams. So they had a professional seamstress do it, but they made it a little bit wider at the hips, and I had to put that into the listing. So I think that had an impact in how quickly it sold. I think a lot of people read that, even though I provided measurements and were like, not really gonna chance it. But yeah, that's another brand I don't find often, and I don't know what I think about it yet. I don't know if I will pay up for their items. Next up, we have a pair of Good American Good Curve straight leg jeans, size 20. These sold for $52. This is in that lot that I had gotten from the consignment store. So good sale, but sat on it for a while. I've had these jeans for a while. Happy to see them finally all selling out. Next, we have a pair of Mountain Equipment Co-op Tarina convertible hiking pants. These were in a size 14 and they sold for $56. These were actually new at tags. Really cool color. I love this color in any of the brands that I sell the most of. If I come across this color, I'm going to grab it. They always do well. It's a bolo color for me. Yeah, in various brands, I'd be picking that up. But otherwise for MEC, I'm pretty cautious on it. I feel like it's the same as REI in the States. It's like mountain outwear, camping. I don't know. It's kind of like an outerwear store. Outdoors store. Oh my gosh, my tongue is not working. My mouth is not working very well today. And they have brands, like big expensive brands, and then they also have their in-house brand, which is Mountain Equipment Co-op. I like their stuff personally, but it doesn't usually resell for as much. Next, I have an Aloe yoga skirt. This is in a size extra small, sold for $60. This skirt retails for $140 Canadian. That is crazy. My oldest daughter actually tried it on and she was like, I can wear it. I'm like, it is too tight. Take it off. In no world is she an extra small, but she knew that this was such a cool skirt. I feel like maybe even my youngest tried it on and it was like a little bit small on her too. So I was like, no girls, I'm going to sell this. Happy it didn't fit either of them and I got to sell it because I made a good profit on this one. I made about, I think I made about $30 on this one. So not too bad. Next, I have a Lulu Define jacket, size 4. This sold for $50. I love the Define jackets, still having a good run with them, still moving pretty well for me and over that $50 mark. So make sure you keep your eye out for them. Next sale is a pair of Stuart Weitzman Annie slip-on pointed glitter sparkle shoes. I'm going to add that in. Size 6, they sold for $67. Kind of sad about these. I did pick them up from a buy sell trade store and I feel like I paid like, I don't know, $30 for them. So I made 20 bucks, but I thought that they would retail. I thought they would have sold for more. And then when I got home and was listing them and looked at the comps, I was like, ugh, why did I spend so much money on these? These were not worth it. Again, I still made $20, but I don't know if I'd grab them again. Definitely want to make sure I'm checking the comps before I get home. Next, we have a pair of UGG Butte waterproof lace-up boots, size 37, and they sold for $50. First pair of Uggs I've sold going into the 2024-25 season. So not including last winter, but heading into this winter. I like that. Very selective, again, in what I'm picking up from the UGG brand, but there are some gems and items that will sell for over $50. Next, we have a Wilfred Durant floral 3/4 sleeve robe, size small. This sold for $50. I picked up 3 of them and I think I've sold 2 of them. So not too bad. I just have 1 left of that. Then next we have a pair of Lululemon 2022 ABC Slim Fit pants. These were a size 36 men's and they sold for $60. Again, loving those men's Lulu. They do well, they hold good value. I like it. Couple more sales from the Canadian side and then we're gonna hop over to my US closet. So next up, I have a Free People Lost in Love open front, kind of like a beach cover up. This sold for $68, size small. Very happy with that one. I didn't realize that it was such a cool item until I got home and started looking up the stock photos and I was like, ooh, okay, I think this is gonna do well. Next is an Eberjay So Solid Lulu one-piece swimsuit, size small, sold for $60. I sourced this with that We Are Ha bodysuit. So again, this has been almost a year I've been sitting on this, happy to see it go, not willing to make $10 profit on it. So I was kind of a stickler on the price. And then last one for my Canadian closet is a pair of Acne Studios high waist ankle cut jeans. These were in a size 29 and they sold for $69. I don't normally find Acne. It's actually a brand that I rarely find. I think I got these on a 90% off sale and paid like $6 or $7 for them. So they were a good flip, but I have been holding on to them for like 6 months. They were another kind of slow burn sale. All right, let's switch over to my US closet. Not as many as the Canadian closet, but still good to go over them for both of them because I feel like the trends are very similar between the two. The first up is a Lululemon Street to Studio jacket, size 4. This sold for $57. I love the tan color, neutral all the way. Love this jacket, so cute. Next is a Free People Get Away With Me polo top, size extra small. This one sold for $52. A newer style. I think it had a Revolve stock photo, which tend to do well. If I can get a stock photo that Revolve sold it, I feel like they just sell better and for higher dollar value. Next is a Lululemon Tactic jacket. This is in a size large, sold for $50. This is an older style, but it was in excellent condition. Plus it was like that navy blue. It had a few things about it that to me made it more of a timeless piece. So happy to pick up the men's Lulu. Tends to hold better value for older items than the women's do. Next, we have a Lululemon Dance Studio pants, size 2. These sold for $65. The Dance Studio pants are still trending. I will pay $25 for a pair of Dance Studios because they sell so good. And when I say $25, that's Canadian. It's probably like $17 US is what I would end up paying for them. It's tough because I do most of my video in Canadian dollars and then I break down the analytics into the US or USD dollars, but yeah, there's a big difference between our currencies right now. It's kind of crazy. Good to be a Canadian selling in the US, but not if I was trying to spend my Canadian money in the US. Next up, I have a pair of Chaco Z Cloud outdoor sandals. These were in a size 6. They sold for $62. They were in really good condition, smaller size, but really good condition. And I think that's why they held the value on them. Next is a pair of Ms. Moo's Elwood crossover leather boots, and these were in a size 8, sold for $54. I'm always looking for Ms. Moo's, as long as they're not, I don't know what my as long as they're not details are, but I know when I see them. There are certain ones that I leave, there's certain ones I pick up. There's a lot that have too high of cost of goods where the thrift store or the consignment have priced them up, but the odd time you'll find those ones that kind of like trickle through the cracks. All right, next up, I have a pair of Lululemon 2024 Align pants. These were in a size 6. They sold for $55. Of course, the new 1-year-old leggings are gonna hold value. Yeah, I like finding the newer style ones. Next, I have a Lululemon Athletic Gray Scuba. So anytime I can find them in charcoal gray, black, I'm picking them up. As long as the cuffs aren't frayed and the color isn't, too faded out, I'm gonna grab them because they tend to do very well. This also, I think the sizing played into it doing how it did. Next, I have a pair of Lululemon 2023 ABC Classic Fit trouser pants. This sold for $101, size 36. Not surprised, these pants retailed, I think, for like $150. I was shocked when I looked at Lulu Fanatics to get this one listed. I was just like, wow, those are some expensive pants. Next, we have a Lilly Pulitzer Luxe Letic Martina long sleeve top, size large, sold for $50. I think I've sold like 5 Lilly Pulitzer items in the last 4 years, so it's not a brand I find often, but when I do, and it's in a good size and a nice color and it's not worn out, I'm gonna pick it up because they do fairly well. We have another Define jacket. This is a Lululemon size 8, sold for $50. Picking those up, they sell well. Obviously making sure your cost of goods is lower, but I usually don't pay anything more than 24 bucks. They're like 20 to 24 bucks. Usually I can make 20 bucks on them and they sell within a couple of weeks. So I think that's why I talk about them so much. They're just such quick flips, quick 20 bucks. Next, I have a Free People summer picnic smock dress, size small, sold for $55. I've had some good sales for Free People in the US. I do feel like I don't typically get as good of dollar for them in the US closet because there's so much, like, Free People is very readily available in the US, where here in Canada, it is not. And I think that's why it always holds a better value here in Canada. But yeah, I've had some good Free People sales in the last couple months. Next up, I have a Volcom Muzzer Fuzzer zip up mock neck jacket. This is in a size XL, sold for $60. Jeff bought 2 of these. He bought one in a large and one in an extra large. He kept the large and he's like, oh, you can sell this. Pretty sure I like really only made $10 off of what he paid for it, but I couldn't sell it locally. I tried, no one would bite. So yeah, whatever. I told him, don't ever do that again. That's a waste of money. Don't do that again. Who gives them permission to do that? Okay. Next up, I have a pair of Lululemon 2021 Wonder Under leggings, size 8. These sold for $56. Wonder Unders. They've been popping up in this What Sold a couple times, so take note. That is a style from Lululemon that's holding value right now. Next, I have a Lululemon Ready to Run jacket, size 12, sold for $50. Very similar to the Define jacket. I think that's why it did so well. Next, we have a pair of Spanx ankle skinny denim jeans. These were in a size 16. They sold for $50. Spanx, I will grab almost any style because I feel like they all do very well. So other brands, I probably wouldn't grab skinny, but for Spanx, I'm going to. Another Free People dress. This is the Strawberry Fields short sleeve dress, extra small, sold for $67. Such a cute dress. Oh my gosh, the Free People dresses are doing good on my US closet. Next, I have a Cinca set tie-dye Chloe blazer, size 10, sold for $58. I have received, I kid you not, more than 25 offers on this jacket, but for like 10 or 15 bucks. I got lowballed so many times on this jacket. I was actually getting annoyed. Happy I toughed it out and didn't accept them and kind of just waited for the right buyer to come around. But man, the lowballs on this brand, that's crazy. I don't know if that's like just specific to the style or the brand. I'm not really sure, but more than any other item I feel like in my closet currently. And then the last item on my US closet is the Lululemon N-Light bra. This has a zip up front in a size 34E, and it sold for $53. So pretty good, not too shabby on the US closet. Definitely seeing a lot of like Lululemon stuff. We're just gonna rip over into the eBay ones, and there's not too many here to go over. Okay. Starting from the top, I have a Lululemon 2024 soft jersey half zip mock neck top. This is a men's size extra large, sold for $65. I have been sourcing quite a bit of men's Lulu stuff, especially if it's like a newer size. Sorry if I keep touching my hair, you guys. This is driving me crazy. It's like, I feel like it's just so big, and this is not normally how how I wear it. So sorry if I keep playing. I feel like I'm just trying to get it all to flatten down. I know people want volume and I'm just like trying to flatten my hair down. Next up, I have a Simply pullover 3/4 like raglan sleeve top. This one sold for $52. Simply is a brand that I find sometimes, but I rarely pick up. I'm going to be picking it up now and I'll spell it out for you. SYMPLI, Simply. Write it down, add it to a bolo. That's a good sale. Next, I have a Lululemon athletic pullover crew neck top. This was in a size 6, sold for $30. Not a fantastic sale, but it is what it is. I have a pair of Lululemon Groove pants. These were in a tall leg, size 6, and they sold for $68. I love finding Groove pants. I feel like they do well. This is the flare leg Lululemon pants. Yeah, and these ones sold like within a day or two as well. Next, I have a pair of Viore Ponto mid-rise drawcord shorts, size XXL. Another item that sold within 24 or 48 hours, and these ones sold for $50. And 2 more sales. We have a Lululemon 2022 pullover hoodie XXL, sold for $60, and a Lululemon 2020 Fast and Free leggings, and they're in olive green. I told you guys this color does well, and those sold for $50. So that concludes, actually, oh my gosh, there's one more sale. I also have a Swiftly Tech long sleeve crew neck pullover, and this was in a size 10. This one sold for $45. Okay, that's it. I actually didn't include this in the numbers, so it is what it is, but yeah, good sale. Happy with these. eBay just like pulling through with the average sale price, but not very many sales. Okay, let's get into the data, the fun part of the video. I'm just gonna get to the top. So the total sales are from May 5th until August 7th, 94 days, so 3 months worth of sales. On Poshmark Canada, I had $8,277. Not too bad, but definitely not great. On Poshmark US, I had $3,182 USD, and converted into Canadian, it was $4,370. Then on eBay, I had $375. So for a grand total of $13,022 Canadian. And that works out to about $139 a day, which is down from previous reporting period, which would have been beginning of May, where I think it was like $220 a day. So huge decrease in my sales per day. Now I am converting and comparing all payouts in Canadian funds because it just makes it easier. So total USD sales would be $9,481 if you're from the States. I have been listing 20 to 40 items a week, probably more weeks of 20 than 40, and we're going to go over that in a little bit. I have some regrets on that decision. Okay, let's go into how many items sold and what the average sale price was. So I sold 304 items total. 215 of them were on my Canadian closet, 82 on my US closet, and 7 items on eBay. The average sale price on my Canadian closet is $38 right now. I don't even like saying that. My average sale price is typically between $45 and $55 in both closets. So to have it at 38 is just so low, so low. My US closet is at $39 USD as an average sale price, and eBay is at $54. eBay is winning right now. So when I calculate this data, it's not combined. I just want to make this clear. Each one is based on the numbers for that specific closet in that specific currency. But my ASP is definitely down. Like, it is definitely down. It's down by almost $15 an item. That's crazy. I haven't seen these numbers in a long time. I am torn sometimes in what to do when I'm outsourcing. because the cost of goods, or because my average sale price is dropping, that means my profits are also dropping. So I have to be more aware of what I'm spending on the items. Now, I could continue to source at thrift stores or solely source at thrift stores, but when I go to the thrift store, I'm really looking for those undervalued items or things that they miss. And I have troubles locally sourcing enough items to supply my business at 40 items a week. So that's just my own personal experience. That's also with me sourcing, 2 days a week. That's usually all I go out, 2 mornings. Yeah, maybe I could source more, but then it's taking more time. And then what does my hourly wage turn into? You know what I mean? Like, that's like, okay, I can do this or I can make these changes, but then I'm putting in, 4 or 5 more hours a week doing sourcing. So what does that turn my hourly wage? Is it actually worth it? The other option I have is to go to the consignments and the buy sell trades. So buy sell trades would be like Plato's Closet, Style Encore. That's all I have available locally. I don't know what other brand or chain brands run, but yeah, I can consistently find good quality pieces there, but my cost of goods is higher. So when my average sale price is higher, I have no problem spending money on cost of goods. If I'm making 20 bucks an item, I'm happy. Like, that's my minimum profit range, or profit margin, sorry. But I feel like lately it's just been so low, and I'm torn what to do. I am doing both, but I'm just hoping that this average sale price is going to start to climb, that my profit per item is going to start to climb soon. Praying, just praying. Okay, top brands. So in my US and Canadian closet, Lululemon still stands out as the top brand I sell. There is a mix of everything else, so it's hard to pinpoint, but like Lululemon is by far the most money coming in my closet. Now, I have also noticed that my Aritzia items have kind of been dwindling down, so I haven't been sourcing them as much. When the demand starts to come back, I will continue picking them up, but for right now, I'm just really, really selective in what I'm grabbing from them. Trends from my sales. So majority of my sales are still coming from offers to likes, and then next up would be bundle offers. I had a ton of bundle offers this summer, and the reason being is that I've been clearing out old inventory. I've been adding likes to bundles, sending aggressive offers, just trying to move some of this old stale inventory I have. I never used to hold on to inventory as long as I have been, and that's one of the struggles I've found with increasing my inventory size. So I'm running, I think I have about 750, 800 items currently listed. And I would say when I went over 400, 500, probably when I went over 500 is where I kind of started to lose control of my inventory, just not having the time to go through it and make sure I'm getting rid of the stuff that isn't selling. But once I expanded and I had the room to store it for a little bit longer, I wasn't as concerned about that. So yeah. It is what it is. I feel like I've been saying that a lot. This is the year of it is what it is in my business. So even though sales have been kind of meh, I try and look at it from like the larger snapshot of my business. And I feel like it's still moving inventory. It's still making profit. My sell-through rate, that's like a fun fact. Okay, let's just go right into the fun fact. Okay, no, wait, before we go into the fun fact, I want to share a couple things. So things I've noticed in my sales data, everything is selling for less this year than it was last year. And okay, I don't want to say everything because I'm sure someone's going to be like, not this, but like generally everything in my closet is selling for less. I've just come to accept it. It is what it is. I'm either going to hold on to these items for another 6 months or I'm going to move them for less profit. I select to move them for less profit and keep the money coming into my business. The second thing I wanted to just note in here is that my knits are also selling for less than they were. And that makes me sad because I usually make good money on my handmade knits, but yeah, I don't see them doing as well this year. So that I'm going to have to keep an eye on as I'm sourcing and making sure that I'm not going too high on my cost of goods. Okay, let's get into my fun fact. So this is like the silver lining in my cloud. This is what made me smile the biggest once I had gone through all this data, because all the data, I mean, the numbers look good, but I expect more. I definitely expected more out of my business. That's on average, like if my total sales on average is just over $1,000 a week. And that's not where I normally am. And it's been, yeah, it's been sad to look at it that way, where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing? Like, I still have cost of goods. I still have the time put into my business. Is this worth what I'm doing? And I know it is. I know I just need to get through this period. And it's only really been like 2 months that it's been this slow, but it always makes you question what you're doing in the slow months. But I think what you have to look at is there's going to be slow times in the year, and you just have to be prepared that they're happening and not mentally let them drag you through the mud, right? Just accept it. It is what it is, and it's going to turn around. I promise it's going to turn around. The resale market's not dead. Secondhand is not dead. It's the economy right now. People just aren't spending the way they were. Okay, fun fact. I listed in this time period, I actually went into my Upwork account and looked at how much I paid my VA and looked at how many listings she did for me. I listed 302 items in the 94 days. And guess how many items I sold? Guess. Can you guess? 304. Oh my God. My sell-through rate, just looking at the number of listings I sold compared to the number of listings I listed, is over 100% for that 94 day period. Oh my gosh, my mouth. I should have listed 540 items. If I was listing 40 items a week, I would have listed 540 instead of 302. And I feel like my sales would have been almost double. So when I put it into that perspective, I was like, okay, yeah, my sales are down, but my sell-through rate is like bang on. I probably should have been listing more. And that's my own fault. I've been enjoying summer. Yeah, there's weeks that I just have a busy week and I'm not able to get all my listings done. But that being said, I need to get on it. Like, I need to make these changes. Prepping this video has opened my eyes, and it's like, hey, this needs to be more of a priority to get my listings put up. And even though it's summer and I'm enjoying summer, I could have done a lot better. And the letdown is myself. So the strategy I have for the next couple weeks. Now, this is where it gets tricky. I work 2 days next week, and then I'm gone to go visit my daughter. I'm flying out to go visit her for a couple days. Jeff and my youngest are picking me up, and then we're going on holidays into the mountains for a week. So I pretty much will not be listing for the next 2 weeks. So it's like sad because I'm not even gonna be able to improve these numbers at all in the next 2 weeks. But when I get back, my goal is to go back to my 40 items minimum, like non-negotiable. Tabitha, come on and do this. So frustrating, as if I'm like pep talking myself here, but I feel like I need to be told it is time to pull up your pants and do the work. Okay, so let's go into the strategies. I use POSH SIDEKICK still. I'm using cross-listing software. The software is called CrossListing to do all of my cross-listing from POSH Canada to POSH US to eBay. I have links below for both softwares if you want to try them. Highly recommend them. Obviously, I only talk about things that I love. Some of my settings. So I still have my share set on rainbow, so it shares all light colors together. I like that. It seems to work well for people that are shopping in my closet. Also gives it a little bit of the aesthetic because the colors are all kind of together. I have my offer set to 20% off. It will send 20% offers all week. On Friday, I am sending out 30% offers. And then on Sunday, as the last kind of kickoff, I will send out 40% offers. I have actually, was it the long weekend? I think August long, I did 50% off on bundles, and I accepted some pretty reasonable, I don't want to say reasonable, but some pretty low bundle offers, just if the inventory was stuff that I've had for a while. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing and what I'm going to continue to do. I don't think I'm going to run a 50% off sale now until closer to Christmas, but I will offer up to 40 on Sundays. But if it is a new item and I listed it on Monday and someone sends me an offer for 40% off on Wednesday, I will counter. I will not accept. So they'll have to wait till Sunday if they want to get that 40% off. And that's just my own rules. I want to give it a chance, right? I want to give it a chance to sell. My relists are set to 60 days and it does 20 a day for me. So that's like so hands off. I feel disconnected sometimes from my business because I just have automation doing everything, but I also like it because I'm not as emotionally tied. Automation helps you take out the emotions of your business and you don't ride the roller coaster and you don't get caught up on things. I don't care if someone lowballs me. My automation is going to come back at them with an offer. So I don't even have to deal with it. I see them and I'm like, whatever. Where I feel like sometimes people get heated about things. I do have it set to 30 minutes. So Sidekick will send out the offer within 30 minutes. If it's a really old item and I see the like kind of pop up on my phone, I may try and send the offer before Sidekick does and see if I can send an aggressive one. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, I feel like that's it. So goals when I get back from holidays are to list 40 items a week. Non-negotiable. Sell-through rate is over 100% right now. I should be making money and I need to get listing. Okay, that is the end of the sales video. I wanted to talk a little bit personally. If you have been following my mediumship, I'm going to be announcing actually that I have a group reading coming up on September 19th. So if you've been wanting to make it into these, this is your chance. I'll have a link down below. The cost is $25 Canadian. I think it's about $17 USD. And I only allow 15 people into the group. So it's a small group and I do as many connections as possible. In the past, the readings have been beautiful, amazing, so much validation, lots of tears. And yeah, if you were in the last group reading, there was 2 spirits that I kind of had come through and given messages and no one could accept in the group. And I was like, oh, that's sad. But I was like, they came through with such specific information. And then the next day I had 2 people claim them. So every spirit got claimed from that reading, which is amazing. And I mean, it should because they're specific and they're coming through. But yeah, it's fun. I love it. I love mediumship. And if you've lost someone and you're curious or even skeptical, I had someone in the group that was skeptical and she got one of the best readings that came through. So yeah, I encourage you to give it a shot. Okay, personal life. This perimenopause is kicking my ass, okay? I am like just struggling with the moods. Like my moods are like this. You guys know my oldest daughter moved out back in July and she moved to another province. She's about 7 hours away right now. And I have cried every single day. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't normally cry or I wouldn't be sad that she moved out, but like extreme sadness. And the only thing I can relate it to is the freaking perimenopause. Like your emotions are just so out of control. I'm not a person that is usually out of control or like an overly emotional person, but man, it's been doing it for me. So I did just purchase some supplements that I'm hoping will help. I'm going to try the holistic route before I go to medication, but I need these moods to level out. And that's also part of one of the reasons why I haven't done a YouTube video, because I feel like just mentally, I have not been there. And part of it is it's like that perimenopause for sure, because otherwise there's like so many great things happening in my life. Life is it's just going good right now. Like everything is just going so good. And I told my husband that one night, I was like crying in bed and I was like, why am I even crying? Like everything is so good. I'm like, I just miss her. And he's like, you're not yourself. He literally, Jeff was like, Tab, like I'm getting worried there's something wrong with you. And there's nothing wrong with me. It's just my hormones are out of whack. And yeah, it's been a struggle. But other than that, we honestly have had a fantastic summer. We golf every weekend. We've been doing probably like 2, sometimes 3 rounds. One day we did 3 rounds in one day. We were like golfing fanatics. A lot of times it's just Jeff and I, so we really enjoy our time together. We've been at the lake, visiting with friends. Yeah, it's just been a really good summer. And we've been out to the mountains once. We're heading out next week. So yeah, no complaints. Honestly, life has been good. My business, I mean, it could be better. In my resale business, my mediumship, I'm very happy with what everything is. I have steady appointments coming through. And yeah, I just feel like everything's going really good. So I haven't done an update in a little bit and even really been on here to share things. So if you've been thinking about me, please know that I'm doing okay. I get quite a few messages every week with people saying they miss me, they miss seeing me on YouTube, they're worried, they want to know how I'm doing, and I'm doing good. Like, honestly, I'm actually doing really good. Life's been good. And yeah, I think over the last few years, just a lot of the stuff we've been through, it's just nice to have just things go good, you know? Okay, well, there's the personal note I wanted to talk about, and I'd love to hear how you guys are doing. I'd love to hear how your summer is. I'd love to hear anything you guys want to share, because there's some of you guys that I talk with in these comments that I just haven't talked to in a while, and I'd love to hear how you guys are doing. How are your sales? How's life? How's your summer? What do you think's coming up this fall? What do you think's happening with sales? Do you think they're going to improve? What do you think we're waiting to happen? I'd love to just hear your thoughts on any of these things. Okay, I'm going to head out of here. This video is like plenty long enough. I'm sure there's only like 30% people that have made it to this point. And I thank you so much. You are my tribe. But I'm going to head out of here. So I am wishing you guys so many sales, lots and lots of sales, and I will see you next time. Bye.